I'm going to make a chocolate buttermilk sheet cake, and I'm going to show you how I make this. It is really simple. We're going to use 2 cups of sugar. We're going to use 2 cups of flour. And here we're going to use a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then we've got 2 eggs, large preferably, 2/3 cup of oil, 1 cup of buttermilk, and 1 cup of hot water. And this is really easy to make. It's like a 1 bowl dilly. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our sugar, all our dry ingredients actually. Add all your dry ingredients there. And we're just going to whisk that together. I'm making this for our May birthdays. We're a little late with it, but this weekend we're celebrating all the birthdays we had in May, and there's 5 of us that had May birthdays. So I'm making this for all of us, and we're going to have a cookout. Okay, I've got that all whisked together. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to crack in our eggs. We're going to add our oil. And I'm going to scrape this out because I don't want to waste none of it. Okay. We're going to add in our buttermilk. And you know, if you don't have buttermilk, just simply take some whole milk and put about 2 tablespoons of vinegar, or actually I never use vinegar, but you can use a couple tablespoons of vinegar or a couple tablespoons of lemon juice per 1 cup of milk, and voila, you'll have just what you need, buttermilk substitute. And 1 cup of hot water is going in here. Okay? So now, get that out of the way. We're going to give this a nice mix. You can use a mixer if you choose, but it's just as easy to mix by hand. And if you use that hot water, it's wonderful because it will make that cocoa bloom, that chocolate in here, and it just makes it more chocolatey. And if you really want it chocolatey, you can toss in about a teaspoon of instant coffee granules. You don't taste the coffee, it just gives it a wonderful chocolatey flavor. So we're going to get this all mixed up. And this batter, don't be alarmed, it's going to be just a little on the runny side, and that's all right. That's what you want. Okay. Now we got that all mixed up. We also have our oven preheated to 350 degrees. Okay. Now I've got my sheet pan. And before I forget, my sheet pan is exactly, I've measured it, it's 18 by 13, which is a half sheet pan. So that's what you're going to need for this recipe, is a half sheet pan. So we're just going to dump our batter in here and try not to get my apron strings in it. Okay. Now this, my counter, you can tell my counter is not level. This is going to go in my oven, which is level, at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes, or until the edges start to brown up and pull away from the sides. But how to tell when it's done is you just stick a toothpick in there. If it comes out clean, it's done. If not, make it go a little bit longer. So there you have it. When I'm done with this, I'll bring you back and show you how it turns out. Okay, friends, so while my sheet cake is cooling, I'm going to whip together my icing for it. I'm going to show you just how I do that. It's really, really easy. I've got one stick, without the paper, of unsalted butter. It's a half a cup. I've got a half a cup of buttermilk, okay? And I've got a quarter cup of cocoa powder. So I'm going to start whisking that together because I want that to melt and all mix together nicely. Okay, now I'm also, which is a little trick, I'm also going to put just a dash of salt in there, maybe just a little more than that. And that will cut down on some of the sweetness from the powdered sugar because you're going to need 4 cups of powdered sugar in here. I don't know about you, but I've had frosting and icing that just, you couldn't hardly eat. It was just too sweet, and it was almost nasty sweet. That's a trick for you. The little bit of salt. Just a dash of salt will do. Okay, so let's see. I want to get this mixed up. I guess I don't want it on that high. Be careful so you do not burn this. So you want your burner on like medium high. In fact, I'm going to turn mine down. Mine is numbered. I've got it on 6. Okay. And I'm just going to keep this going until it starts to boil. You don't want to keep it boiling. You just want to bring it to a boil and then remove it from the heat. But you want to stir it constantly, otherwise you will burn the whole shebang and have to start all over again. You don't want to do that. Okay, it is to a boil. I'm going to turn the heat off that. Let it cool for just a second and I'll be back. Okay. I'm going to pour this into my bowl. And it's like screaming hot still. Make sure you get all of it. You don't want to waste any. Run water in your pan right away. You'll be good to go. Okay, so now I've got 4 cups of powdered sugar that I'm going to add to this. Okay? Ooh. And it does get a little messy. And just start mixing that around. Now you don't want to put this on your cake when it's hot right out of the oven. I know some people do, but I never have good luck with that. It usually makes a big mess. I let mine cool down quite a bit. And then a little bit of warmth from the cake will help spread this real nicely. So see, you just keep mixing that. Mix it really good till it's well incorporated. I'm going to set that in there because I'm going to use my whisk real quick. Okay? Perfect. All right. Now here is my beautiful cake, all baked beautifully. Okay. We're just going to dump this on here. Now you can add nuts to this if you want. Pretty much anything you want. I'm not, because my grandkids, they love walnuts and pecans, but I've got one granddaughter that does not like nuts. So there will be no nuts on the cake because it is her birthday cake too. Just bring that right to the edges. And it turns out beautiful. Might drip over the edge just a little bit, but that's all right. Okay. All right. There we go. Gorgeous. Okay. That's it. Now this is just going to continue to sit here to cool, and as you can see, it's already dripping off the edge, and it's wonderful tasting. So there you have it, friends. All I'm going to do with this cake is I'm going to put some sprinkles on it, and you know what? I could do that right now too. Okay, I got some nice sprinkles here, and I'm just going to sprinkle these on here. Why that frosting is good and warm. There. I need put a little more on the edge here. Okay, that's it. I can't cut into it because it's going for our barbecue and our birthday cookout. So, but I guarantee you, give it a try because it is a fabulous cake. There you have it, friends. Thanks for watching.